Jaquan Brisker, a name Bears fans know well, is at a pivotal crossroads in his NFL career. Drafted in the second round of the 2022 NFL Draft out of Penn State, Brisker has quickly established himself as a key piece of Chicago's defense. In just 3 seasons, he's racked up 249 total tackles, 6 sacks, and 3 interceptions. That's solid production for a young safety still learning the ropes in the league. But it's not just his stats that have made him a fan favorite. Brisker has also become a respected leader in the locker room, a player his teammates rally around. So why are we even talking about him potentially leaving the Bears? The issue boils down to 2 key factors: his contract and his future value to the team. Brisker is heading into the final year of his rookie deal in 2025. For any NFL player, the last year of a rookie contract is critical. It's the time to prove your worth and secure a lucrative second deal. But here's where things get tricky. According to Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune, the Bears might not see Brisker as a player worth a big money extension. So, Biggs recently wrote, "You don't really want to invest big money and safety unless you have a special player." Ouch. That's not exactly a glowing endorsement for a guy who's been a cornerstone of the defense. Biggs' comments open up a bigger conversation about how NFL teams value certain positions. Let's break it down. Safety as a position doesn't often command the same financial investment as, say, quarterback, edge rusher, or wide receiver. Teams are more willing to spend top dollar on positions they see as game-changing. But does that mean safeties like Brisker are easily replaceable? Not so fast. Let's not forget that Brisker has been a consistent presence when healthy. Sure, he's dealt with some injuries, including a concussion that ended his 2024 season prematurely. But when he's on the field, Brisker has shown he can be a playmaker. He's versatile, capable of coming down into the box to stop the run or dropping back into coverage. That's not something you can just find on the waiver wire or in the later rounds of the draft. Still, the Bears might be looking at the bigger picture. General manager Ryan Poles has some serious cap space to play with in the coming years. According to SpotTrack, the Bears are projected to have over $83 million in cap space in 2025 and a whopping $221.5 million in 2026. That's a ton of money, folks. They could easily afford to extend Brisker if they wanted to. The question is, do they see him as part of their long-term plans? There's also the coaching angle to consider. The Bears are in a bit of a transition phase, with new coaching staff likely bringing fresh schemes and philosophies. Brisker's role in the defense could evolve. Maybe the coaches believe they can find someone else to fill his spot at a lower cost. Or maybe they think Brisker will thrive under their system and prove he's worth keeping around. Either way, this offseason will be a defining moment for both Brisker and the Bears. Let's zoom out for a second and look at how this situation compares to other teams' decisions in recent years. The New York Giants, for example, made a similar choice not to re-sign Xavier McKinney, a talented safety who hit free agency. McKinney ended up signing with the Green Bay Packers and turned into a potential first-team All-Pro. Imagine the Bears watching Brisker walk away and then seeing him dominate for another team. And that's the kind of nightmare scenario no GM wants to face. On the flip side, there's always the risk of overpaying for a player who doesn't live up to the contract. We've seen that happen plenty of times in the NFL. A team gives a player a massive deal only to regret it a year or two later. Could the Bears be trying to avoid that pitfall with Brisker? It's possible. But at the end of the day, football is a business, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Bears' defense moving forward. If Brisker does leave, who steps up? The Bears would likely need to address the safety position in free agency or the draft. They'd be looking for someone who can replicate Brisker's production and leadership, which is easier said than done. Free agency might offer some intriguing options, but those players come with their own risks and price tags. The draft, meanwhile, is always a gamble. You never know if a rookie will pan out the way you hope. There's also the impact on the locker room to consider. Losing a player like Brisker could disrupt the team's chemistry, especially if he's a well-liked and respected figure among his peers. Leadership matters in the NFL, and Brisker has been one of the Bears' vocal leaders on defense. Replacing that kind of presence isn't as simple as signing a new player or drafting a rookie. It takes time to build trust and rapport within a team. So, To help replace Mackey from the Bucks within a team, it takes time to build trust and rapport within a team. So what should Bears fans make of all this? First, it's important to remember that nothing is set in stone. The Bears haven't made any official announcements about Brisker's future. This is all speculation at this point, but it's speculation rooted in some pretty compelling evidence. The fact that insiders like Brad Biggs are even bringing this up suggests there's at least some discussion happening behind the scenes. Ask where Brad Biggs has some differing opinions than the rest of the NBA. For Brisker, this offseason is his chance to prove he belongs in Chicago for the long haul. He'll need to show the Bears front office that he's not just a good player, but a great one. The kind of player worth investing in. That means staying healthy, continuing to develop his skills, and stepping up as a leader on and off the field. If he can do that, the Bears might have no choice but to keep him around. For the Bears, this is a pivotal moment in their rebuilding process. They've got the cap space to make big moves, and they'll need to decide how best to use it. Locking up young talent like Brisker could be a smart move, especially if they believe he's a cornerstone of their defense. But if they think they can find someone better or cheaper, they might be willing to let him walk. It's a high-stakes game, and the outcome will have a ripple effect on the team's future. So what do you think? Should the Bears extend Jaquan Brisker and make him a part of their long-term plans? Or is it time to move on and look for other options? Let us know in the comments below.